Hey, what's going on, everybody? Yugi504 here, and the March 1st, 2013. Our March format ban list has been confirmed. It is here on the Shriko's G site, which I mean Thunder. You can find it on all the Japanese sites if you so wish. But this is the official list. Now, watch me as I post this up. The list gets taken down like the thing. Was it a March? Like the same time as like happened the last March list. It was like, oh shit. Take it out. We don't know if it's real or not. Okay, put the thing back up. And watch that happen again. And be like, fuck. People are like, oh, he's fake. Take it down. No. This is actually the actual band that's actually pretty cool. And I'm getting messaged on Skype. Stop it. Stop the beeping. Stop the beeping. Make me go nuts. But this is the list. It's not a very big list, but it's March, so yeah. Anyway, let's get started. Forbidden, Sangan, and Mainspring carriers and Mighty. So, Wind Up Carries and Mighty is now banned, and Sangan is now banned. I don't really give a rat's ass about Zen Mighty, because I fucking hate wind-ups. And Sangan makes me a little bit sad, but I don't really use him in a lot of my decks. The most prominent abuse that I ever used for Sangan was in my Telezombie deck, which I've never even shown y'all. I'll probably show that next month as like a budget deck. But I could just replace that with a Permanent Turtle, which is go, oh hi, it'll be a little bit slower, but it won't be too much slower. And I'll still be running my Tour Guides in there, because of Leviair and all that stuff. But yeah, it's not gonna be banned. A lot of people were guessing, like, we're saying, what if Sangan got banned? Could Sangan get banned? And Sangan got banned. A lot of people were saying, oh, the Tour Guide won, so it's gonna be banned. Sangan got banned. It was about time it got banned. It literally was a stupid card now. And Carriers and Mighty, fuck you's Mind-Ups. That's all I gotta say. Screw you, Wind-Up players. I hate that deck so much. Then the limited list is Wind-Up Magician, 1 day apiece, and Silent Warning. Magician, thank God. That really needed to be hit. Out of all the wind-ups in the main deck, that needed to be hit the most. Not Shark and not Factory. It had to be Magician to really shut down the Shark Magician loop. You can still basically kind of do it once, but after that, you can't really get like multiple Shark matches out in the field. So, very good hit there. 1 day apiece, it needed to be done. Like I said, at 1 at best, it doesn't really need to be banned. I think it will be a good card at 1. 3 is just too much. And then Silent Warning, which was on the fake ban list, regarding at 1. This went to 1. Kind of understandable. It was a overused card, and Konami does tend to hit overused cards. And that's just how it goes. Remember having the Book of Moon? It was at 3, then, hey, it's at 1 now. And probably just hurt your earbuds there, but this is what happens to overused cards. Konami does tend to hit these overused cards, and I'm sure there's probably some other reasons why I can't think of. The fact that it does stop a lot of plays, but it does slow the game down a little bit. Actually, no, it speeds it up, because the Warning actually slowed the game down. Semi-restricted to Tsukiyomi. She can go to 3 for all I care, but I kind of expected her to go to 2 and then 3. Kind of see how it was going to work out with the, like, in the game. Ryo, T-King, got hit to 2. This is probably you know how Konami likes to have, like, one card that makes everybody go, what the fuck did I just happen? T-King is this. Thunder King Ryo is at 2 now. Holy shit. I know this is to help support the new top tier decks, but at the same time, it's still a shocking thing to happen. It's like, what the hell did I just see here? T-King's now semi-limited. He's the card that it's so good, but you never would see him get hit on the list. Because he stops so much shit, but you never really see him get hit on the list. You never would think about him getting hit on the list. It's really shocking for me. And this, in my opinion, is one of the, it's pretty much the main what the fuck moment for this list. Next is Advanced Ritual Art. I hate Herald so much. This is going to help Herald decks a lot. You might be seeing a lot of Herald decks, at least towards the beginning of this format. In the beginning of the next format, but this really helps Herald of Orange Light, not Herald of Orange Light. Yes, Herald of Orange Light is a Ritual Monster, guys. It is the new card. It helps Herald of Perfection, which is, I hate that card. I hate Herald of Perfection so much. Every time I see it, I just fucking scoop. I don't even bother going on. I see it, Scoop. Like, I don't even bother with that shit. I'm not gonna bother Herald of Perfection. Just screw that shit. But it's a nice help for ritual monsters, but at the same time, it helps one of the most annoying ritual monsters. Now, no longer restricted. Spore. You know, that's a fine. That's okay. Either Lone Fire to 2 or Spore to 3. That's okay. Kalute Moon Shadow. I'm quite happy about that. And I expected that to kind of happen with Black Wings, either Whirlwind to 2 or Kalute to 3. Because Black Wings are going to slowly get back their shit. Kind of how Light Thorns are. And speaking of Light Thorns, Lumina is back at 3. Which, you know, I forgot to mention on my list, my man's predictions, but, which was, you know, that Light Thorns could get their stuff back. I forgot all about Lumina. I really did, but, you know, that's nice. That's a nice hit for. That's a nice addition for their deck. So they're getting back to their Light Thorns consistency. All they really need left is at least charge back to 2. Next thing is probably be charged back to 2. But I don't think they'll do anything even charge at 3. Because a lot of the other, because they're just so sacky. But you never know. They might keep charge to 1. That's just up to Konami there. And then finally, Sheen Smoke Signal, which kind of makes me worried in a sense, because you got Gateway still legal and 3 Smoke Signals. That kind of scares me. The fact that this brings back a lot more consistency in Six Samurai, since now they have 4 Rotos once again, and they still have Gateway legal. So this is kind of scary. But it's not really too worrying, because in my opinion, Six Sam still they can still compete with the meta, but I feel the meta decks are still better than Samurais, especially since Mermaid Atlanteans, since they don't really play a lot of spells and traps, besides salvage, stuff like that. They can easily run over Samurais with the Bismago combined with the Atlanteans. I think the only decks that will have trouble with Six Samurais will be like the Fire Fists if the Samurai gets first turn Sheehan off. If they can bait out his negation. And also the prophecies, the spell books, because he can negate your shit. But we might, but I would definitely be expecting to see a lot of exam decks, definitely in this format, because it's mostly going to 3, and definitely a lot more ritual decks with Venge Ritual too. So what could they have done differently? Like I said, it's a decent list. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. But what could they really have done? Well, first off, they could have hit Murmurs a little bit by hitting the outside support to kind of slow the deck down a little bit. I know it's a new deck, but I think they could have hit a little bit to kind of slow it down. Like at least hit Undyne or Dragoons, something like that to kind of slow down the deck. Which is why I kind of like seeing Diva at 1 on the previous list. I think that was a pretty decent hit on Mermel's. Not completely annihilating him, but it does slow the deck down. To not a crawl, but you know, it slows it down a little bit. Another thing I wish they would have done was, of course, ban BLS, because I hate that card to death. That thing's OP as fuck now. It really shouldn't go on, but what can you do? What else could they have done differently on this list? One thing they should have done was they should have just, as well as putting Clue back to 3, they should have put Whirlwind to 3, Gale to 3, give us what he goes, give it to DSFs, and if you actually believe that, then I got another story to tell you there. Because I'm just joking about that shit. Let's see. This is not a very big list. They could have really put Mizuki or Plague back to 2, because zombies in general still really won't do anything. And I'm not trying to be biased since I have a zombie deck, like, not in real life, but I don't know, like, DN and YGO Pro. But zombies really wouldn't have done anything if, Mizuki or Plague went back to 2, so they could have done that. They gotta help zombies out some more. Unless they are planning on some more zombie supports in the future that will break those 2 cards at 2, then I'll be completely understandable about that, because you're trying to keep the game as balanced as you can. But other than that, I can't think of anything else. Oh yeah, I wish they would have done like a TG Striker to 2. Kind of how about other old decks like TG Striker to 2? What are some other cards? Drag Down to 1. I want Drag Down to 1 so bad because I hate that card so much. It is one of the big problematic cards. And Dark Horse because it's such a sacky card. It is really annoying. It's an unfair card, really. But there's a lot of cards they could have hit on this list, but I really would have liked a little. I really would have liked a hit against Dark Worlds, and a little bit of a hit on Mermails, just to kind of slow the neck down, since it's a little bit older than the Fire Fist. I didn't expect anything on Prophecies because they got new support coming out, like Spellbook of Judgment, the Spellbooks, or Spellbook of Judgment, whatever it's called. But Mermails, I would like seeing. I would have liked seeing a little bit hit, like an indirect hit to them, like something that hits the outside support, not directly hitting the Mermail archetype itself, like hitting Diva or something like that, or hitting Undyne, something like that around that range. But anyway, give me your thoughts on this list in the comment section below. What do you think about it? Like, do you think it's a good list? You think it's a bad list? I think it's a decent list at best. It's not the list that we're under right now, the September list, is a lot more better than this list. But I feel like this list does sort of take care of the wind-up problem. And I can understand why they didn't hit Mermails. I can understand why they didn't hit Fire Fist or Prophecies, I can understand that stuff perfectly. I just wish that Mermails were at least hit a little bit, but I understand why they didn't. But, give me your thoughts on this, and especially Ryo being semi-eliminated, which is the big shocker. At least the big shocker for me is like, holy shit, Ryo's actually been hit. Wow, I cannot wait, and I cannot wait to hear your thoughts on Ryo being semi-eliminated. Because, do you think it's a good thing, do you think it's a bad thing? I don't know, I think it's a kind of a good thing, because, I don't really know exactly what to think of Ryo being semi-eliminated, but give me your thoughts on that in the list. So, anyway, if you had done anything differently, what would you do differently on this list? What would you do differently? What decks would you hit? What would you ban, limit, semi, unlimit? Like, if you could do something different to this list, what would you do? Tell me that in the comment section below as well. So, anyway, comment, rate, subscribe, and bye.